Hi students, this is A. Srinivas, lecturer in physics, Vignan Junior College, Vadlamudi. Students, in this video, we are going to discuss one very important chapter in intermediate second year, that is current electricity. So let us move on to the present chapter. This is current electricity. Students, in 19th century, invention and application of current is happened. So now we can't imagine the world without current. So if you consider in 1970, around 1970 time in India, only few houses, in each village only few houses are supplied by the current. Then most of the students use just kerosene lamp to continue their study. Now consider 2020. So in 2020 we are using, each and every house is supplied by the electric current, and we use that current for various home appliances. So here suppose I am explaining the class on digital board. So this digital board is operated by the current. Similarly, you are watching my class through your cell phones. You charge your cell phone through current. Like that, each and every house is supplied by the current, and that current is applicable for various home appliances. Now we can't live without current even 1 second. We are habituated for all home appliances. That is, the current is the most important quantity, and current is the most important event in our daily life. Students, we can't imagine the world without current at this moment. In that way, current is applicable. Applications of current are there in our daily life. We are associated with the home appliances always in current. So let us move on to the introduction of current electricity. So in this chapter, in this video, we are going to introduce such a great current, introduction of current electricity. So far I explained what is the importance of current in our daily life. If you consider the exam point of view, in current electricity, it is the most important chapter. Here in current electricity, in board examinations, you get definitely one 8 marks question in board examination, as well as very important in JEE main. Definitely you get 2 or more questions in JEE mains and advanced examination. This is the most important topic. So out of 25 questions in JEE main examination in present model, definitely you get 1 question. In MSET you get 2 questions. In every advanced examination, definitely you get question from this current electricity. Not only this one, and current electricity is one basic chapter for the coming entire electricity and magnetism. So let us move on to the contents of this chapter. So here in current electricity introduction, first I explain examples of current, where we observe the current, then I define the current, then properties of charge. The current is contributed by the flow of charge, then we consider the what happens if the charge is in different states, and then electric current, how there is electric current in conductors, semiconductors and liquid, how the flow of current happening in conductors as well as in semiconductors and liquids. We discuss about the flow of current, and then we confined, especially in this chapter, to the electric current in metals. We discuss why metals becomes a good conductor of electricity in the last part of this video. So let us move on to the examples of current. Students, I explained that we can't imagine the world without current at this moment. We are using current for various home appliances. We are always associated with the current. Even 1 second we can't live comfortably with current. So let us move on to know about this very important current which is in our daily life. So let us see one example. In this example, first of all I am going to see one live example in our daily life. So let us see that one very example of daily life. Generally during rainy season, we observe the lightning and thunders. So in sky at a height of 10 kilometers, from 1.5 to few kilometers, up to 15 kilometers, clouds are passing during rainy seasons. They may collide with each other. During these collisions, charge is developed that transfers to earth. See this video example, see to understand it. So here we are observing one video example, how the clouds producing the charge. Let us see this video example in which we can observe the clouds producing charge. Hi students, let us see this video example. So let us see the clouds are moving and collides and they produce the charge, and that charge is, this is the lightning. You observe the lightning in this video. So during that lightning, charge produced due to the collision of clouds is transferred from a height of several kilometers to the earth. This flow of charge is current. So this is the live example what we observed. Once again I repeat the video. See the live example in which there is a flow of lightning, in which, let us see, the clouds are moving and they collide with each other. During the collision, charge is developed. So that is the lightning. So students, in this video we observe the lightning. Lightning means flow of charge from several kilometers of height to the earth. This flow of charge is current. So let us move on to the definition of current. So rate of flow of charge. So this is important thing. Here this is a rate of flow of charge. So let us see the definition of current. This is rate of flow of charge through given cross section is current. So during the lightning, charge is flown from several heights to the earth. This flow of charge in unit time is rate of flow of charge. This rate of flow of charge is known as the current. So let us see one example. Let this be the conductor. So here this is conductor. What I am drawing here, this is conductor. We connected the conductor to a cell, battery. This is cell. We connected the conductor to a cell. Meanwhile, we connected this conductor to a bulb. So when this conductor is connected to the cell, electrons, I show the direction along which electrons in the conductor. A conductor has free electrons. This conductors in electrons, conductor has free electrons. These electrons are moving along the length of the conductor due to this work done by the battery, and due to this flow of electron, we recognize the flow of electrons with this glowing of this bulb. Here the bulb glows, bulb is on now due to the flow of electrons. So along the conductor, electrons are flowing. This flow of electrons in unit time is rate of flow of charge. Electron is the charge. This flow of electron in unit time is rate of flow of charge through given cross section. Here there is a cross section I am drawing here. This is of uniform cross section. Along, if you consider any point of the conductor, there is uniform cross section. Along this cross section, amount of electrons flowing in unit time is rate of flow of charge. This is the definition of current. And we recognize the current with our eye by the glowing of this bulb. These charges are allowed to move along the length of the wire by the cell. Cell do work and charges are flowing. This rate of flow of charge through given cross section is defined as the current. So this is the definition of current. Let us move on to the video in which we observe the same situation. What I explained in previous image, here let us consider this video. So let us see this video. So here see, these are the electrons. In this video you clearly observe electrons are flowing in that video. So let us see the video in which there are a flow of electrons. This is the battery and this is the conductor. Let this be the copper conductor. In that copper conductor we are observing, let this be the copper conductor. When this is connected to the battery, electrons are moving along the conductor. Electrons are present inside the conductor and they are moving. And when this moves for a large time, we observe there is a increase in the temperature of the conductor. In that way we recognize the flow of current. When current is passing through this conductor for a long time, heat is developed across the conductor. Here once again, see this video. So battery do work and electrons which are present inside the copper are transforming so that it becomes hot and temperature increase. In that way we recognize the flow of charges. So students, I recall the examples of current. In first example we observe lightning. So during that lightning, charge is flown from clouds to the earth. In second example, in image, there is a flow of electrons. In third example, in this video also, we observe there is a flow of electrons across the copper conductor so that the conductor becomes hot. When you touch it, it becomes hot. So that we observe that is the effect of flow of electrons through this conductor. So let us move on to the examples of this current in our daily life. So we connect the transmitted current to our home appliances and we operate the home appliances. A very essential home appliance is fan for us. We operate the fan of charges when charges are flowing through the wire and fan is operated. So this is one very useful home appliances in our daily life. And AC. We feel so much comfortable by using AC. This is operated by using current. Similarly, television. So in everyday life, we must use the television. This is very essential home appliances in part of our daily life. Television is also operated by the presence of current due to the flow of charges. Similarly, refrigerator and washing machine operated by the flow of current. Iron box. So when current is supplied to the iron box and this is allowed to pass through some resistors. Inside the iron box there are resistors which opposes the flow of current. So this when resistor opposes the flow of current, the electric energy converted to heat energy. We use the iron box. In iron box the electric energy is converted to heat energy. So next one, similarly we use the refrigerators and ovens and washing machines. Like that we have plenty of home appliances in our daily life. Students, we can't, as I explained earlier, we can't imagine the world without current, even a movement. So each and every movement of our daily life we are associated with the home appliances which are using current to work. So let us move on to the next part. Here what we define current, rate of flow of charge is current. Charge flowing through given cross section in unit time is rate of flow of charge, it is current. So the important part of the current is charge. Now we have to consider the properties of charge. Depending upon the situation, the charge may move with uniform velocity. Charge may move with acceleration. There are three ways of motion of the charge. Charge may be at rest. Charge may moving with uniform velocity along the conductor. Charge may accelerate under a potential difference. So that discussion is known as the properties of charge. If you consider charge at rest, here so if you consider charge at rest, charge at rest produces electric field. Already we discussed this part in charge and field chapter. A charge at rest produces electric field. So let us see the visual image of the electric field. Suppose you have the positive charge here and electric lines of forces this due to this charge are radially outward. The space around the positive charge in which its effect is parent is known as the electric field. If you put any other charge here, suppose if you put negative charge in this region, it is simply attracted. There is force of attraction between positive and negative charge. Due to presence of positive charge at rest, there is uniform electric field distributed around the positive charge. If you put any charge in that space, it is influenced by the positive charge. Suppose a negative charge attracted, if you put another positive charge, it is reflected. We studied this one in charge and field. So the conclusion is charge at rest produces electric field. Next, when you look into the second property, charge in uniform motion. So now what happens when charge in uniform motion? Charge in uniform motion produces this present topic, that is electric current. Charge at rest can't contribute electric current, just it produces electric field around it. Whereas if you consider the charge in motion, uniform motion produces electric current. That's what we observed so far. During lightning, there is a flow of charge. So charge in motion. During lightning, what we observed in that video, there is flow of charge from certain height to the earth. Similarly, when a copper conductor is connected to a cell, there is flow of electrons. We observed a video in which there is flow of electrons. So like that flow of electrons across the copper or flow of charge during lightning and thunders is electric current. So charge in motion produces electric current. One more important point is charge in motion also develops magnetic field. So identify it. Charge in motion. Suppose you have a charged wire, copper wire. Let this be a copper wire which has free electrons. When this is connected to the battery, as I explained in previous slides, when it is connected to the battery, there are flow of electrons. Electrons may flow along the length of the wire, and this causes magnetic field around it. So let us see the image which shows a clear for you. Let this be a good conductor. Let be a good conductor means let be a copper or aluminum wire connected to a cell, and then electrons are moving in this direction. So electrons are moving. I am showing the direction. In this direction, electrons are moving. Electrons are moving along this direction. So due to the flow of electrons, there is a magnetic field. Here observe, this is magnetic field. Here magnetic field is developed around it. Actually, the direction of current is direction of flow of positive charges. Practically in the conductor, only electrons are moving. Only electrons are moving. In this conductor, electrons are moving here, flowing. There is flow of electrons actually in this direction. It is attracted by positive terminal of the battery. Electrons are attracted by positive terminal of the battery, and this cell do work and electrons are moving in this direction. But conventionally, the direction of current is opposite to the direction of, see this arrow mark. This is the conventional direction of electric current. Conventional direction. So conventionally, the direction of current is along the direction of positive. Actually, there is no flow of positive charges, students. Actually, electrons are flowing practically along the length of the conductor, which is attracted by positive terminal of the battery. As I shown in the arrow marks, electrons are moving. But conventionally, the direction of current is opposite to the direction of electrons. So as shown in this red arrow mark, we consider the flow of current. We have to consider the flow of positive charges of the current, that is opposite to the flow of electrons. Remember. So opposite to the direction of flow of electrons is the direction of current. So we assume the conventional direction is like this. So when conventional direction is like this, along the conductor, the conventional direction, this is the conventional direction. So when current is flowing like this, magnetic field around the current, we assume this magnetic field. When current is flowing, positive charges along this downward direction, there is a magnetic developed around the conductor as shown here. So we discuss about this magnetic field in the moving charges and magnetism chapter. Followed by current electricity, we have moving charges and magnetism. In that chapter, we discuss about the magnetic field. Students here observe, not only the current is most important in our daily life for home appliances, it is also a very important chapter in subject point of view. To discuss about coming chapters, that is moving charges and magnetism, magnetism and matter, alternating current, all coming chapters are developed. We use the concepts of current electricity. So, next one, if the charge is accelerated, suppose here this is the plate which emits electrons and this is another plate. We connect very high potential between these two terminals. This is cathode and this is anode. We given positive terminal of the battery to the anode and negative terminal to the cathode. Suppose by any process we emit, by any process means by using light or by heating the filament, electrons are emitted from the cathode. These electrons are accelerated by the positive terminal plate. Anode has positive terminal and these electrons are accelerated. If accelerating charge, then accelerating charge produces electromagnetic field. So accelerating charge produces electromagnetic waves. So accelerating charges produces not only magnetic field and it also produces electromagnetic waves are produced by accelerating charges. So let us see the video to understand this one, electromagnetic waves. Here this is the example in which we are observing the electromagnetic wave. This is the propagation of the electromagnetic wave perpendicular to the direction of propagation. In mutually perpendicular direction there is electric and magnetic field. So electromagnetic waves are used by this is the visual example of electromagnetic wave. These electromagnetic waves are produced by accelerating charges. So in that video you observed when charge is accelerating, once again I will show the video. When charge is accelerating, accelerating charge varies the electric field and this varying electric field changes varying magnetic field. So accelerating charge contributes varying electric field associated with varying magnetic field. This variation of electric and magnetic field with time produces electromagnetic wave. So propagation is along one direction, electric and magnetic field mutually perpendicular to the direction of propagation. Let us see this video once again in which we observe so this is the propagation. The electric field shown in blue color and magnetic field shown by the violet color. Here also you are observing the variation of electric field and magnetic field in mutually perpendicular direction. This is the direction of propagation of electromagnetic wave. Electric field is in this direction, magnetic field are mutually perpendicular directions. So let us recall summarize what I explained so far. So students, we are discussing one very important chapter, current electricity in all aspects. In that the rate of flow of charge, that is charge flown in unit time through given cross section is defined as current. We observe this rate of flow of charge usually during lightning. Similarly, when copper conductor is connected between terminals of battery, there are flow of electrons, it gets heated and we apply this current for various home appliances. Then we consider the properties of charge. Charge at rest produces electric field around it. Charge in uniform motion produces contribute electric current as well as produces magnetic field, and accelerating charge produces electromagnetic wave. Accelerating charge produces varying electric field, it associates with varying magnetic field. So accelerating charge is continuously having varying electric and magnetic field and produces electromagnetic wave. So let us move on to the next discussion of this current electricity, that is electric current. So we observe the current means flow of charge, especially in conductors, semiconductors and liquids, and there is no current in insulator. We observe flow of charges, that is current, in conductors and semiconductors and liquids. So what is the variation of current in three cases? Let us consider electric current in conductors. So let us consider the electric current in conductors. Here students, here this is the battery connected to the conductor. When this is short circuited by connecting this wire to the battery, there is a flow of electrons. Let us see this video to observe this one. Here, hi students, let us consider this video. This is the battery. This is the good conductor made up of copper, and this conductor is connected to the battery, short circuited, and there are flow of electrons, and we observe there is a glow of bulb here. So when it is open, bulb does not glow. When it is closed, we observe the glow of bulb. Bulb is on when connection is given. Bulb is off when you remove the connection. So here, see this video. There is a flow of electrons. This animation slows the flow of electrons. So when this is given, once again, observe this one. So here, this is a flow of electrons. In this video, we observe there are flow of electrons. So in conductors, the current is carried by the flow of only electrons. Students, remember, I repeat, in solids like copper wire or aluminum wire or silver wire, there is a flow of current due to the flow of electrons. Here, once again, look into this video in which this is a copper wire, and we connect the copper wire to this battery, and we observe there is a glow of bulb. How the bulb glows? Once again, when connection is given, bulb glows. When it is removed, so when connection is given, bulb is glowing and removed. So when connection is given, what is happening? There is a flow of electrons due to work done by the battery. See, there is flow of electrons. Here this is flow of electrons along this direction. Here what are flowing along the conductor? Electrons are flowing along the conductor. This is the flow of electrons inside the conductor. So there is a flow of electrons inside the conductor. So in conductors, electric current is due to flow of electrons. So that is the conclusion from this video. So next one, how current is possible in semiconductors. So materials are devices made up of germanium, silicon and their compounds are semiconductors. Semiconductors conductivity increases with temperature. So suppose I am explaining the class on this digital board. This digital board consisting of LEDs, light emitting diode. Light emitting diode is made up of semiconductor. Laptop has so many integrated chips, ICs, integrated chip made up of semiconductors. We are using cell phones. Cell phone is equipped, most of the material in cell phone is semiconductor devices. So nowadays we are using light emitting diode lamps, LED lamps for decoration, as well as in houses we are using LED lamps, LED TVs, laptops, all digital devices like cell phones, laptops, TVs, LED lamps, all these are made up of semiconductors. Their conductivity is entirely different. And let us see one basic element of PN junction diode in semiconductor. So here you observe this is a basic structure of PN junction diode. Of semiconducting material, that is germanium and silicon. So this is one very important element of PN semiconductor, that is known as the PN junction diode. This is p-type material which having holes as majority carriers. This is n-type material which are having electrons as majority carriers. Here in p-type material, the majority carriers are holes, p-type material. In n-type material, majority charge carriers are electrons. Here holes and electrons are majority charge carriers. Here these are holes, majority carriers in p-type material. Electrons are majority carriers in n-type material. And when these two are added in a proper way, PN junction diode. This PN junction diode is the one basic structure of the semiconductor devices. And here the current flow when this PN junction diode is connected to the battery, and this is positive terminal of the battery and this is the negative terminal of the battery. The one basic device of semiconductor device, when it is connected to the battery, there are flow of charges inside the semiconductor devices, but this flow of charges is due to the flow of holes. From p-type material there is a flow of holes. Holes are moving from p side to n side. Electrons are moving from n to p. This is the very important point. Holes are moving from p to n. Holes diffuses from p to n. Electrons diffuses from n to p. So there is a movement of both holes and electrons. So in semiconductor devices, electric current is contributed by the flow of both holes. This is the very important point. So semiconducting material example is germanium and silicon. One basic device made up of semiconductor devices is a PN junction diode. This is a PN junction diode, in which one part having p-type material, another part having n-type material. In p-type material, majority carriers are holes. In n-type material, majority carriers are electrons. When they are connected to the battery, from p-type, holes are traveling from p to n side and electrons are traveling from n to p sides. There is a mobility of both electrons and holes from one side to another side. So due to the contribution of mobility of both holes and electrons, current is carried in case of semiconductor devices. Students, this flow of holes and electrons is totally controlled by the temperature and this biasing voltages. When you change the biasing voltage, the electron number, hole number flow totally changes. That's why these have more number of applications. Conductors just use it to connect the home appliances. In transmission lines we are using conductor. In houses we use the copper wires for connecting wires. So only the purpose of conductor is just to flow the electrons. But semiconductor have so many applications. They totally control the flow of electrons. Suddenly the number of flow of charges increases when potential changes. The flow of charges decreases when potential changes. So there is a total control of flow of electrons and holes. That's why semiconductor has good applications to prepare devices such as light emitting diode devices, LED TVs, cell phones, laptops, and so on. So once again, the conclusion is, in conductors, current is contributed by electrons. In semiconductors, current is contributed by the flow of both holes and electrons. So let us move on to how the flow is happening in liquids. So electric current in liquids. So if you consider the electrolytes like sodium chloride mixed in water or copper sulfide as electrolyte, let this be the copper sulfide example. So copper sulfide electrolyte has positive and negative ions. In liquid electrolyte, copper ions positive. Copper ions are positive, positive ions. Sulfur are of negative ions. This blue color shows the electrolyte copper sulfate, in which copper is of positive ion and sulfate of negative ions. When these are connected between the two terminals, plate and positive plate, this is cathode, negative plate. This is positively charged plate and this is negatively charged plate. Positively charged given plate and negatively charged given plate and for this electrode. Then the positive charges are attracted by the negative charge. So see this arrow mark. The positive charge, that is copper ions which having positive charge moving towards negative plate, and sulfide ions which having negative charge moves towards the positive plate. So here this is also current because ions are moving. Positive ion is moving, negative ion is moving, charges are moving, hence this is also current. So you see this flow of charges in the following animation in electric current in liquids. So in this animation we are observing this negative are attracted towards, if this is positive plate, negative charges are attracted. So this is negative plate, suppose positive charges are attracted and they are flowing. In this animation we are, when it is short circuited, there is flow of charges, both positive and negative ions. Students, so I summarize what we discussed in the last 5 minutes. We discussed about the flow of charges, flow of current, current in conductors, current in semiconductors, current in liquids. Current in conductors is due to flow of only electrons, such as copper. Current in semiconductors is due to flow of electrons and holes, like PN junction diode made up of germanium or silicon. Current in liquids is due to flow of ion, positive ion and negative ion moves and it contributes the current, such as copper sulfide electrolyte. Next, move on, but here in our present chapter, current electricity, we confine to the current contributed in conductors, that is current contributed in metals. Our present chapter is confined to the flow of charges, that is current in conductors. Current in liquids, current in semiconductors will be discussed in different chapters. Semiconductors is the last but one chapter, intermediate second year. In that chapter, we completely discuss about the semiconductor, working of semiconductors and applications of semiconductor will be discussed in the semiconductor chapter, that is last but one chapter in intermediate. The present current electricity chapter is confined, we confine to the flow of electrons in the conductor. So how conductors like copper becomes good conductors of electricity, that is our coming discussion. Here we confine to the electric current in conductors. So copper is the best conductor of electricity. We know that in our houses all connections are given with copper wires. Copper is connecting different. If you consider any conductor, generally any connecting wire in houses, all connections are made up of copper wire. Why we choose the copper? Similarly, transmission lines are given with aluminum. Why aluminum is used as the transmission line? We have to question, we have to answer it. So if you consider metals such as copper, aluminum, silver, gold, steel, all these are metals. If you consider metals, so let us consider one example of metal, that is copper. Here the copper atomic number is 29. 29 is the atomic number of the copper. If you consider the electronic configuration of copper, so this is the nucleus in which there are positive charges. Positive charges and neutrons are present inside the nucleus, and electrons are present in orbits around the nucleus. So in first orbit there are 2 electrons, 1s2. In second orbit, this is the second orbit. In second orbit, there are 8 electrons present, 2s2, 2p6, according to electronic configuration. In third orbit, 18 electrons, 3s2, 3p6, 3d10, 18 electrons. So far, 28 electrons are present in first 3 orbits. Next comes to fourth orbit, 29th electron. Only 1 electron is present in the fourth orbit. And this orbit, outermost orbit, is also known as valency shell, and this electron is known as the valency electron. Outermost orbit is valency orbit, this electron is valency electron, and this is loosely bounded by the nucleus because it is at farthest distance from the nucleus. This is loosely bound to the nucleus, and it has ability to move away. So when due to thermal agitation, the electron gains energy. So when copper material is kept at room temperature, suppose 27 degrees centigrade, that is 300 Kelvin. When copper conductor is kept at 300 Kelvin, due to thermal agitation, this copper absorbs heat energy. So heat energy is absorbed by the copper, and this electron absorbs the heat energy and it breaks the bond with the nucleus, and this electron comes out. So let this be the electron, it comes out. It becomes a free electron. So there is a possibility of free electrons in any metal like copper. This contributes the current. These free electrons are ready to move along the length of the conductor when external battery is connected. Once again, consider one example of good conductor, that is copper having atomic number 29, in which first orbit has 2 electrons, second orbit has 8 electrons, third orbit has 18 electrons. So 28 electrons are present in first 3 orbits. The last electron, 29th electron, is present in the outermost orbit, that is fourth orbit, that is very loosely bound with the copper. When this copper material or any conducting material is kept at room temperature, it absorbs the heat energy, and that energy is sufficient to break the bond with the nucleus, and it becomes a free electron. It moves randomly inside the copper. So free electrons are present inside any good conductor. They contribute the current. So let us move on to know more about this conduction of electric current inside the copper. So let us see this video. So we are observing this video. This is the outermost electron. Due to absorption of heat energy, it simply removed from the nucleus and it moves freely inside the conductor. So each copper atom has one free electron. Each copper atom contributes one free electron, and that free electron is moving. So once again, here that free electron. So remove all this one. Let us consider this copper has one free electron. Let this be the copper wire. This copper wire consisting of so many atoms. Those atoms have free electrons. Due to thermal agitations, that free electrons are removed and they are moving freely. They have ability. When it is given to the battery, so these electrons are moving here. These are the flow of electrons inside the copper conductor. So here the positive terminal of the battery attracts the electrons and the electrons are moving. This is the copper conductor. Each copper atom contribute. This is the copper conductor. Each copper atom contribute one electron, one valency electron. So that valency electron contribute, so like this electrons contribute electron, due to the presence of this external potential difference, those electrons are moving. So in that video we observe this one. So here let us consider what are the examples of good conductors. So like not only copper, I explained about the copper which has free electron in outermost shell, that is known as valency electron. This valency electron is very loosely bound with the nucleus of the atom. Due to thermal agitation, the electron absorbs the energy and removed from the bond, and it is moving around the atom along the length of the conductor. Not only copper, each and every metal has same manner. So if you consider silver, this is silver or gold, copper, steel, it is alloy made up of iron. So all these metals, silver, gold, copper, or aluminum is used for transmission wires. So all transmission wires in our street, in our country, are given by the aluminum wires. Aluminum is also a good conductor of electricity. So all metals similar to copper has free electrons in the valence shell, and it is very loosely bound, and it when external potential difference, in previous video I explained, when external potential difference is given to it, that electrons are moving along the conductor. So all conductors like silver, gold, aluminum, copper, steel contribute electrons, and current is passing through the conductor when potential difference is applied across the conductor. Next one, contrast to this conductors is insulators. Insulator also a very important thing in electricity. So when you switch on, we can't get shocked because there is no flow of current from copper wire to our body because we are operating the switch. Switch is made up of insulators. So to prevent the flow of current, we are using insulators. So the materials which doesn't allow the flow of current are insulators. The material which has the ability to the flow of electrons or flow of current are conductors. The material which doesn't allow the flow of current or materials in which there is no flow of current is known as insulators. So insulators prevents the flow of electrons through them. So rubber is the very, in our daily life we observe that rubber is the very good example, glass is very good example for insulator, oils, diamond or dry wood. So rubber, glass, oil, diamond, dry wood and so on, all these are insulator which prevents the flow of current through them. Here students, we discussed the current electricity chapter. It is the very important chapter. I explained the introduction. I hope you understood the introduction of current electricity very well with the help of this video, examples and animations and image explanation. Thank you one and all. Thank you very much.